Welcome back. In this lecture, we're going to look at the actual constant declarations from the time package, so you can better understand how Go standard library declares constants. Do you remember the duration type from the Go type systems section? Let me remind you again. This is a type definition. It creates a new type called the duration, and its underlying type is int64, and the duration type is declared within this time package. Now let's take a look at the constant declarations in the time package. There are a couple constants declared using a multiple constant declaration like this. Now I'm going to show you each declared constant here. Here's the first constant declaration. Nanosecond is declared using the duration type. It's been declared as the smallest unit of time. It represents 1 nanosecond. So why it's been declared as a typed constant instead of a typeless constant? The main reason of that is declaring methods on the duration type. The other reason is the type safety. By the way, remember that you can only declare methods on a defined type. Duration type has a couple of methods for converting time duration values. For example, you can convert it to a microsecond using a method of the duration type. You'll see an example about this in the later parts of the course. Here is another one. Microsecond. It's been declared using an integer literal and the nanosecond constant. 1000 is multiplied by the nanosecond. So its value is actually 1000 because nanosecond equals to 1. But why it's been multiplied by the nanosecond? Look at the nanosecond. Its type is duration, right? So it's a typed constant. It has a type. So here, they multiplied 1000 with nanosecond. 1000 is a typeless integer literal. It doesn't have a type. But nanosecond has a type. So Go converts 1000 to the nanosecond's type. This happens because 1000 doesn't have a type, but nanosecond has a type. So this expression actually gets its type from the nanosecond, which is duration. And in the end, microsecond's type also becomes the duration. Okay, here is the millisecond constant. In the constant expression of millisecond, there is a multiplication with the microsecond. Microsecond is a duration, so in turn, millisecond's type also becomes duration. And here is another constant named second. Its type is duration again. It gets its type from millisecond, which is a duration value. And here is another one named minute. Its type is duration again. It gets its type from second. And second's type is duration. And lastly, here is the hour constant. Its type is also duration. It gets its type from the minute constant. And the minute constant's type is also duration. As you can see, the type of all these constants is duration. Just by reading even a tiny amount of Go standard library code can lift you up. It's a very well written code that teaches you the best practices of Go. Okay, let's continue. In this example, I'm going to calculate 10 seconds by using the time.second constant that I showed you just before. Let's short declare a variable by multiplying the time.second with 10, like this. Remember, 10 here is a typeless integer literal. So with this expression, 10 will be implicitly converted into a time duration type. It's because time.second's type is duration. And at the end, the t variable's type will be time.duration. Okay, let's print it. Let's run it. As you can see, it prints 10s, which means 10 seconds. As a side note, the duration type can print itself using the methods and interfaces. That's why it prints 10s instead of just 10. So here I can multiply time.second with a number. This is because 10 is typeless. Go converts it to time.second automatically. Okay, so far so good. Now let's try to do the same thing using a variable. I variable's type is int, so like all the variables, it has a type. Now let's try to multiply time.second with the I variable. Let's try it. There is an error, of course. If you don't know why, you should rewatch the previous lectures about typeless constants. Alright, let me explain. This doesn't work because time.second's type is a duration. However, the I variable's type is int. This happens because you can't use different types of values together. So how can you multiply a duration type using a typed value like a variable as in here? There are two solutions. The first solution is converting the variable, and the second solution is using another untyped constant. Let's take a look at the first solution. Okay, now let's convert the I variable to a time duration type like this. Now both the time seconds and the I variable's type is time duration. Now let's run it. It works as expected. I hope you understand what just happened here. Previously, I could multiply time.second with another numeric constant without a conversion. But with a typed value like a variable, I needed to convert it first. Alright, now take a look at the second solution. This time, let's use an untyped constant. Let's declare an untyped constant. Now let's multiply time.second with the c like this. Okay, let's run it. This works because c constant is typeless. Here, when I multiplied c with time.second, Go has converted c into time.duration type automatically. Isn't it awesome? Since c doesn't have a type, I didn't need to convert it. Alright, that's all for now. Thank you for watching. See you in the next lecture.